Have you ever noticed how documentary channels like Vox and Johnny Harris seamlessly jump between dozens of headlines while keeping your eyes locked on the same piece of text? That technique is called a text match cut, and in this video, I'll show you exactly how to recreate it inside Adobe Premiere Pro. Instead of jumping straight into Premiere Pro, let's start with our screenshots. Open your browser and search for a topic you're interested in. It could be anything. Here's one article. Notice how the headline clearly relates to our topic. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now let's take a screenshot. On Windows, press Windows-Shift+S. And on Mac, press Command-Shift+5. But if you want the quick start, you can use Function plus Print Screen to capture the entire display instantly. With similar approach, you can take screenshots from multiple websites. The more headlines you collect, the more convincing and dynamic your final animation becomes. For this project, I'm grabbing 24 different screenshots in total.
5 minutes later.
Once you've collected everything, open your gallery folder. On Windows, screenshots are usually saved automatically. Here are all the screenshots I captured. Simply select them and drag them into your Premiere Pro project. And if you can't locate your screenshots, don't worry. You can find them inside the Pictures folder under your user directory. Mac users can follow this file path shown on screen. Now select all your screenshots, right-click and choose Speed Duration. I'm setting mine to 5 frames each, but feel free to use a value that matches the pacing of your edit. Next, drag all the screenshots onto your timeline. At this point, if we play it back, everything feels messy. The headlines jump around and our eyes don't know where to focus. This is where we need every headline to appear in exactly the same position. One way to do that is by turning on rulers. On Program Monitor, press Ctrl or Command R, then drag out guides and create a frame around the headline area. As you move through each screenshot, reposition and scale the image so the title fits inside that guide box. But there's actually a faster method that I prefer. Create a rectangle shape. Place it directly over the headline area. From the Properties panel, let's change the fill color to yellow. Then use the alignment tools to perfectly center it on the screen. Now go to Effect Controls and change the blend mode to darken. Instantly, the headline is highlighted. Extend the shape layer across the entire sequence because we'll need it for every screenshot. For that extra working space, I'll go ahead and close the Properties panel. Now select your first image. And on Effect Controls panel, if you click on Motion section, you'll be able to see motion controls. Scale and reposition the screenshot until the headline sits perfectly inside the yellow highlight box. You can adjust it visually or type precise values if you want more control. Then repeat the process for the remaining screenshots.
15 minutes later.
Once you've aligned everything, play it back. Now all the headlines appear in the exact same location. But there's one thing still bothering me. The black backgrounds. Let's fix that. Create a new color matte and set it to white. Move all your screenshots one track above it. Then place the color matte underneath and extend it for the entire duration. Immediately, the sequence feels brighter. Let's turn this basic highlight into a paintbrush stroke. With the yellow shape layer selected, head over to Effects panel and search for the Roughen Edges. You can simply double-click to apply it. From the Effect Controls panel, increase the border value slightly. Small detail, huge difference. Now instead of a sudden jump, we want to animate this highlight so it flows across the text. You can animate the shape's path, but for this project, I'll animate scale instead. We'll animate only the horizontal scale, so uncheck the uniform option. If you click on stopwatch icon next to horizontal scale, then you'll be able to create a keyframe. Take it to the end frame, and at the starting frame, we'll set horizontal scale to 0. If you preview it now, you'll notice something strange. The animation grows from the center. That's not how a marker works. So to fix this issue, you can simply move that anchor point to the left side. Now it's looking pretty good, but we can push it further. Select all the layers and create a nest. Give it a proper name so your timeline stays organized. Now, on our nested layer, apply Gaussian blur and basic 3D effect. These effects will help us simulate a camera moving through the information. You can reduce the blur amount slightly. Then create an ellipse mask. On old version of Premiere, you'll find this tool within the Effect Controls panel. In order to achieve camera focus effect, simply enable Invert Mask. Increase the feather and expansion values for that smoother mask. Now you can notice only the highlighted headline remains sharp, while the surrounding content falls slightly out of focus. Next, let's add movement. Inside Basic 3D, swivel controls X-axis rotation, whereas tilt controls Y-axis. And distance to image changes the perceived depth. Now let's create keyframes for this 3 parameters. At the beginning, push the values a little further, then gradually bring them back down as the sequence progresses. You can also adjust position and scale if needed. The goal isn't dramatic movement, it's controlled motion, just enough to make the frame feel alive. Finally, right-click your first keyframes and choose Ease Out. Set your ending keyframes to ease in. This removes the robotic motion and creates a much smoother camera movement. And to enhance the effect even further, add a camera shutter sound effect right on the transitions. It's a tiny addition, but it gives each headline change a satisfying sense of impact. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.